Looking for a weight loss solution that actually works? Weight Loss by Hers provides access to GLP-1 medications with personalized care to help you hit your goals. Hers is transforming women's healthcare by providing access to affordable weight loss treatment plans delivered straight to your door if prescribed. Hers offers a holistic weight loss program with personalized solutions, including compounded GLP-1 weekly injections featuring the same active ingredient as Ozempic and Wegovy or oral medication kits. So if you've been struggling with your weight loss journey, it's time to find the best option that works for you through Hers. Start your initial free online visit today at forhers.com/KKC. That's FORHERS.com/KKC for your personalized weight loss treatment options. forhers.com/KKC. Hers weight loss is not available everywhere. Compounded products are not FDA approved or verified for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription required. Restrictions apply. Wegovy and Ozempic are not compounded. Actual price depends on product and plan purchased. Here's the thing, it's kind of gross out. It's freezing. And even those of us that embrace the chilly weather, which is of course not me, we need something to break up long winter nights. Something that I love to do is treat myself to a little something. So I like to go and I like to shop online. And one of my favorite sites to go to is Quince, because you can treat yourself to everyday luxury, but at an affordable price. Something that everyone needs in their closet. In my opinion, the Quince's iconic Mongolian cashmere sweaters are a must-have, which only start at $50. And if you really want to up the luxe factor, you can check out their Italian leather bags. You gotta get the tote bag. So whatever you're looking for, all Quince items are priced 50 to 80% less than similar brands. And they can do that by partnering directly with top factories and cutting the cost of the middleman, passing the savings on to you. And of course, they use premium fabrics and finishes for that luxury feel. So give yourself the luxury you deserve with Quince. Go to quince.com/KKC for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. That's QUINCE.com/KateCasey to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/KateCasey.
The amazing Kate Casey.
Welcome back for another episode of Reality Life with Kate Casey, and I have got an episode for you. A lot of you are obsessed with the Traitors, and I have pulled in experts about reality TV strategy. My guests are the co-host of Game of Roses podcast, Chad and Lizzy, and this episode will not disappoint because I think that this is going to make you look at the show in a new and different way. For those of you that are unfamiliar with this gem of a show, which you should be watching ASAP on Peacock, it's filmed in the Scottish Highlands. It features a group of contestants participating in a game similar to the game of Clue. And it's where a small group of contestants become the traitors and must work together to eliminate the other contestants in order to win a grand prize. The remaining contestants are faithfuls and are tasked to discover and banish the traitors by voting them out in order to win the grand prize. And they all aim to win a large cash prize that is built through missions. So most nights, the traitors come together and decide upon one faithful contestant to murder, and that person leaves the game immediately. The remaining faithful contestants do not know who's been eliminated until the following day when that person does not enter the castle for breakfast. So at the end of each day, the players participate in the round table where they discuss who to vote out before individually voting for a player to be banished. So we're 6 episodes in, and we've got a great cast. We've got a little bit from Housewives. You have Big Brother contestants, Survivor, Selling Sunset, Summer House, Down to Earth with Zac Efron. It's actually the brother of Zac Efron. And they've got a British royal to boot. You've got a bunch of different reality TV personalities. They're out of their elements. They're part of a whole new strategy. They have to make alliances. It's all the things that you love about reality TV. The only element that's missing, as Lizzy brings up, is the romance part. Of course, there could be seasons moving forward where that happens. I think you're going to love this show. You're going to want to watch it, and you're absolutely going to want to share this episode. As always, make sure that you're subscribed to the show. Check out the bonus podcast as well, and check out the What to Watch list at katecasey.substack.com. Chad and Lizzy, I always love to rope you guys back into episodes, especially when I get to talk to you about a show that is not The Bachelor, because you famously have really figured out the strategy behind the show with a best-selling book and a fantastic podcast. And now I get to ask you about what you make of this doozy of a show called The Traitors. So first of all, welcome back to the show.
Thank you very much for having us.
Thank you, KKC. I'm glad that you roped us into it yet again. No, we're happy to join you anytime.
Always happy to talk Traitors. Yeah. I mean, to us, we break down reality TV, I should mention first, into 3 waves. The first wave happened in the 1940s with Candid Camera. It was the first reality show, at least in America. Second wave started arguably in America with The Real World 1993.
Correct.
That was a ripoff from, I believe, a Danish show called Number 28, which was a few years prior. But that's what ushered in the ITM, the cutting away from the action in the show to interviews with the contestants or players on the show, directly speaking into the camera. We are now in what we believe is third wave reality television, which consists of Traitors, which consists of House of Villains, Special Forces World's Toughest Test. These are shows that take reality stars from disparate disciplines, Bravo celebrities, housewives versus bachelors versus Big Brothers versus Survivors versus The Challenge. On Traitors, it kind of boils it down into like gamers, Bravo, and love shows. But that kind of mixed martial arts of like, which training style is best for these kind of hodgepodges, again, what we call third wave reality shows, and you get to see who wins. To me, Traitors is the best third wave show currently being made and potentially the best reality show of all time.
I will say for me, like, I'm shocked how much I like Traitors due to it not having the dating game element. And I would love some romances on Traitors, just as I do when they're in Survivor as well. Because I just find that to be much more compelling than like the actual competition stuff. But I love Traitors. And Alan Cumming, I think, is the best host, period.
Oh, without question. Well, to your point about the waves, I also think that we've had certain archetypes for different reality stars. And I'm thinking of the Malcolm Gladwell book, The Outliers, and he talked about the senses, like, smell, taste, but there was this new category, umami. And I feel like what Traitors does is it showcases there are certain reality stars who are part of this like new archetype where they can do the competition, they can do the dating, they can do the ensemble, they can kind of master all of those. And I'm pointing to Trishelle, who won last season as an example. They can kind of do all kinds of things.
Absolutely. And I think too, Bachelor players are interesting in that setting, other than Wells Adams, obviously, who was unceremoniously dismissed instantaneously based on personality alone. Other than him, all the Bachelor players so far, and we'll see what Gabby Windey can do in this current season, have played very integral roles. And I think it's because each of these different reality kind of disciplines, if you want to call it like a mixed martial arts, they train you in different things that you will need in Traitors. One of the things that you need primarily is the ability to assess deception and truth. And Bachelor leads, especially bachelorettes and bachelors, that's their whole job. They are looking at 30 people coming into a game to get famous, and they have to determine which one of these people is lying to me at any given time, which is all of them, and which ones are telling me the truth in terms of how they feel about me. And so that ability to kind of like intuit deception coming from other players that you're playing with and against simultaneously, which is also Bachelor, I think makes them kind of like uniquely suited to be very good in that game.
Yeah, and it also highlights how other reality stars from different disciplines are sometimes weak in the game because they've focused too much on the discipline they need for their show. For example, Real Housewives.
Yes.
They're really good. They're very good at round tables because that's like a reunion. They can go all day and argue, but then they're very weak in the competition part of it.
I feel like you have like the gamers, which is like the Survivor, Big Brother people, and then you have the Housewives, the Summer House, Sierra, the lifestyle shows, and they are not ready for the game event. Unlike Bachelor, which is this crossover where you have to be so good at everything. God, I hope Gabby Windey wins it. We need a win.
I agree. I would love to see the Bachelor franchise get a win. But that thing you're talking about with the Bravo celebrities, the housewives, they play what I would essentially call like a personal game. It's about relationships. Are you going to backstab me? Are you going to betray me? Are we friends to the end, even if you're a traitor, et cetera, et cetera? That is also a big component of Traitors. It's not just about the game. You're seeing that kind of breakdown right now with Boston Rob. We don't know how the season will end, but he's purely playing a game with no emotion involved. And it's, I think, going to bite him in the ass because he's, as he says, too much sus on himself. Mm-hmm. And so there is this like balance that you have to have because you need to gain the trust of other players. Whether you're a faithful or a traitor, it doesn't matter. People have to trust you or they will vote you out at the round table. And if the traitors don't trust you, AKA if they think you know they're traitors, they will murder you. So it is a weird balance of like, you have to be playing the strategy of it. You have to also be playing the trust game that the Bravo celebrities are good at. And you have to be playing the game of who's lying to me, which I think the Bachelor and Love show players primarily are good at.
Or you do the other alternative, which is a nuclear fool strategy that Clues termed, which is the Tom Sandoval approach, in which he doesn't even seem to know whether he's on a TV show, and he doesn't know who could be a traitor, including thinking that Alan Cumming could be a traitor. So he's doing a strategy all of his own.
Did you see that scene where he was standing up against the table, just like shoveling food into his mouth? There's some behaviors that are so strange.
All heard around the world.
My one friend thinks that he may be like coming down off of something, like the profuse sweating.
Well, he did do a music video about loving cocaine, so could be that.
It's a little suspect. This show is sponsored by Liquid IV. A lot of you are starting new rituals for the new year. Whatever you do, you can come into your own way with extraordinary hydration from Liquid IV. I have to say my favorite flavor is the new Hydration Multiplier Sugar-Free Raspberry Lemonade because it's a bright, zero sugar, flavor combining notes of ripe, freshly picked raspberries and citrusy, zesty lemon. I just take the pack and I pour it into a large glass of ice cold water and I knock it back and I feel like $1,000,000 and my skin, it looks so much better and it really gets me going on my day. I think you're going to love it too. I love the benefits. I like feeling like I'm hydrated all day long. And if you're somebody who's outdoors or plays sports, this is an absolute must-have. So listen, break the mold and own your ritual. Just one stick plus 16 ounces of water hydrates better than water alone. So embrace your ritual with extraordinary hydration from Liquid IV and get 20% off your first order of Liquid IV when you go to liquidiv.com and use code Kate Casey at checkout. That's 20% off your first order when you shop Better Hydration today using promo code Kate Casey at liquidiv.com. Let's be honest, raising a family today can feel like navigating a maze of unhealthy options. It's really hard to know what's actually good for our kids. That's why I love Thrive Market. It's like having a personal guide to healthier living for my entire family. They make it simple to find trusted, family-friendly brands without spending hours in the grocery store, and who has time for that? My favorite part, the Healthy Swaps scanner in the Thrive Market app. You need this, and I'll tell you why. You can scan a product that you're used to buying, and it instantly recommends a cleaner, healthier alternative. For example, my kids love tacos, and instead I got grain-free shells. They didn't even know the difference and they love them. For my family, this has been a game changer. I've made some great swaps. So I'm telling you, you're going to want this. You're going to love it. I found so many new brands I've never heard of, and you're going to love them too. Ready for a junk-free start to 2025? Head to thrivemarket.com/Kate Casey, and you're going to get 30% off your first order plus a free $60 gift. That's THRIVE market.com/Kate Casey, thrivemarket.com/Kate Casey. You know, one other element to this is that I do find that I think Rochelle is excellent at this. All of these reality stars, once they're done with the filming of their show, it starts airing, they have to finesse the reality TV social world. Mm-hmm. So she has obviously created friendships with the housewives. She already knows Tom via Vanderpump Rules and Ariana. And sometimes I think with shows like Big Brother, they're kind of like sometimes like kind of Big Brother dorky, where they're like super obsessed with that show. They film it and then the season ends and they kind of keep to their own.
Yep.
I feel like a show like this, it probably will help you if you can finesse relationships with people from all different reality shows. And sometimes it seems like Housewives, to some degree, some of them, definitely Chrishell from Netflix. And I think the Bachelor people are very good at that too.
For sure.
Chrishell is a superstar. Like, she carries Selling Sunset. I thought I would stop watching it once the main villain from the first couple seasons left, but
Christine, yeah.
Christine, she's amazing. I love to watch her play. I just watched some interview with Wes, and he said, I can't believe we haven't found more killers in the Big Brother cast, like in the Big Brother cast. He was basically saying, like, it draws in sociopaths.
Yes.
All those gamer shows, like the challenge is maybe slightly different because it originally spawned from Real World, obviously, the Real World Road Rules Challenge. And so they were a little bit more like, almost like Bravo celebrities prior to Bravo and prior to social media. So they have a little bit of that. But I agree with you. Primarily the Big Brother and Survivor players, the gamers, are not as good on social media. And you can see that kind of across the board. There's a few of them who have a lot of followers, but like not very many. And the Housewives, the Bachelor players, Too Hot to Handle, all the players from the Love Games and the Bravo Games are the exact opposite. They understand like it's there's a bigger game being played. Yes, you want to win the prize of whatever game you're in. And in Survivor and Big Brother, that can, put you on the Mount Rushmore and you can become like a star player in that game. But the real game is to get millions of Instagram followers so that you can be making shitloads of money on SpawnCon and you maintain your status as like a reality star. You're not just a Survivor champion. You are a reality TV superstar who's going to get invited on all of these shows for the next 10 years because third wave is like really just starting. You're starting to see all of the streamers are now like, we need our Traitors. And so you're going to see different third wave shows popping up every year now. And some of them will be big hits. And that will be kind of the mainstay. Like the trajectory for all reality stars now is you go into basically your rookie season on one of these shows, whatever discipline it may be. If it's a love show, a housewife show, a gamer show. And if you can really pop off on that show, which doesn't even necessarily mean winning, like Carolyn, if you're just a crazy character, like a reality star, you get in the third wave shows and that's your career for the next 5 to 10 years.
Right. Wes is interesting too, because he's so good at what he does on his specific show that there are personalities in reality TV where they've kind of like won their show, so to speak. And then to see them out of their element on a show like this, like he's not so great at finessing those social relationships like Chrishell is. So I think that was part of his demise.
100%.
Absolutely. When he goes out saying, I'm the best player, I'm like, dude.
It doesn't work outside of the challenge.
Yeah, exactly. We're literally watching you lose. Yeah, like the hardcore gamers, it's like they're so beholden to, it's like strategy, let the ends justify the means. As long as I win, nothing else matters. But this game is so different because of that psychosocial dynamic component. You have to like be friends with these people. You have to get them to trust you. And it's not just about like the cold mathematics of like, if I make this move, this will be the reaction and that will put me through the next round. That don't work in Traitors.
Yeah.
No, your breakfast play is important.
Yeah.
You gotta be charming at breakfast.
Not only charming at breakfast. I don't know if this is just in the edit. I don't know if everybody does this and they're only showing us the Traitors, but there is a breakfast nonchalance that I saw Phaedra do, and I am now seeing Danielle do, where they'll be like, oh, is that a gravy boat? Can you pass the gravy? Ooh, croissants. They have this weird thing that's like, I'm just here for the breakfast. Don't mind me. That, I think, is a tell. Unless it's just something they're, again, only putting in the edit to highlight the Traitors. Maybe everybody does it. I don't know.
I think they must be, because everyone is eating over the course of it, you know.
Yeah.
Some are stumbling, I guess. We're stumbling later.
Well, Phaedra is interesting because there was always like a real calmness to her. When you juxtaposition that with like Danielle, who's darting her eyeballs back and forth. Who are some of the standouts for you this season?
I am loving Carolyn. It's hard not to. Like, she's so chaotic. Her face is doing a million things at every second. Her reactions are hilarious. I mean, I love Survivor, so I'm always like a big Survivor fan. So I love seeing Boston Rob play. And he never gets to play because everyone who's smart votes him out of all of All-Star seasons he's invited back to. So I was really happy when they made him a traitor. I was like, okay, well, he at least has some protection.
Yeah.
We'll see how long he is, though. But yeah, I love Carolyn's play style, Chriselle, Gabby.
The only thing with Gabby is I worry, like the moment where she didn't follow through on the bookcase, she like walked out. But is that because she plays a dingbat or the dingbattedness actually works in her favor?
I think she's playing the dingbat.
Okay.
The game, if you're a faithful, that's the hardest thing to play, is faithful from the beginning to the very end of the game. That is the hardest thing to play, hands down, way harder than a traitor, because you have to do so much more. A traitor is just like, all you have to do is lie. I'm not a traitor. And you have to convince people of that. That's your only game.
Yeah.
Faithful is, I have to figure out who the traitors are. I have to keep that information to myself because I don't even tell a faithful who might tell it back to a traitor. I certainly don't want to tell a traitor that I think they're a traitor. And I have to lie to that traitor. So not only do I have to discern who the traitors are, I have to lie to the traitors, potentially to my own faithful, and have that not bite me in the ass. It's a much harder game to play. So when Gabby Windy sees all those traitors coming out of the secret bookcase, and she brings that issue to the round table, or was it to breakfast the next day, and it's immediately shut down. I believe it was Bob the drag queen was like,
right away.
Saw an open door. Of course we were going to go in. And she's like, oh, okay, that makes sense. She immediately retracts it. I think that was purposeful. You saw Zac Efron's brother Dylan do the same thing with Bob the drag queen when they came out of that. I believe it was a round table. And he had accused Bob the drag queen of being a traitor. And immediately he was like, oh, no. I was mistaken. I'm so sorry. To convince the traitors that you don't think they're traitors or they will murder you.
True.
I think that's what she's doing. Hopefully that's what she's doing. I hope that's what she's doing.
Yeah.
I'm glad Dolores is, giving these scathing ITMs of Tom. And she's just like, you don't know what I've been up against, with Teresa and Judice for years.
Well, by the way, Dolores used to work in a prison.
I did not know that. Oh
yeah, she did.
gosh.
So that adds another element to it.
Some things.
I'm not surprised she's the last one standing. As soon as Robin went to the dock first and Dorinda, I was like, they are always the ones to fold on a group activity in the Housewives first anyway. So I was like, they're not, this is not strategy. They just don't want to row. But I was very sad to see all the Housewives go home because they're just, they're my gals. I really want to see some Salt Lake Housewives on Traitors.
Well, two things with that. Dolores, as I mentioned, she worked in a prison, but on her show, which you're probably very familiar with, is she tends to be a little bit of an ass kisser and like a Switzerland. When people say privately, she'll smack you down. So she's two different personalities. So it's interesting when you put on a show out of her element, because you're like, well, which personality is going to show up?
Interesting. I mean, I do think kind of what's happening in the meta game of Traitors, like what is happening a little bit seasonally, and I think it will start to affect the next few seasons of it. The Housewives are immediately identified as like a group, a team, and they start to get picked off. You're seeing that this season. But I think too, because of what Boston Rob is doing, you are going to see anybody who comes with a high pedigree of championships from a Survivor, a Big Brother, I think voted out, like roundtabled out, or even killed by the traitors immediately.
Yes.
Because we're seeing him just lay waste to people. He's so good at the roundtables, at deflecting and like reorganizing people's brains to be like, no, not me, him. It's him.
Yeah.
I think you just can't take that chance. And it's always a numbers game. Even if you're a faithful, like there is no scenario in which you will come into the show, and even if you know who the three traitors are immediately, and your first three roundtable votes are all traitors, they will pick more. There is no end to that game. They must have 10 episodes, period. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it behooves you, even as a faithful, to kick out other faithfuls because that has to happen for the show to progress. So you might as well kick out the guy who won Survivor 215 times and can manipulate everybody there at will, you know? Because even if you're a faithful,
exactly.
You don't know if you can trust that guy in the end. Maybe he wants the money all for himself. And so he gets...
Look at what Sari did, you know?
Yeah. Great point.
Exactly.
You never want to bring those people to the end.
Yeah, there's like a base kind of game of like, yep, it's the faithfuls trying to get the traitors out. And we all understand that's like the basic rule of the game. But there's a much bigger game with super complex strategy happening in every season and even across all of the seasons. And I think you might even see like some rules changes. Like, I really think randomizing the traitor selection has to be what happens moving forward. I know there's, they put a lot of stock in like they sit down and ask Alan Cumming asks them if they want to be a traitor or not and all that shit. I get it. But like they have to randomize that. Otherwise there's too much going on where you're like thinking about, well, would they have picked this person to be a traitor?
Yeah.
Ready to electrify your drive? Hyundai's cutting-edge EV lineup is about to change everything you thought you knew about electric vehicles. Prepare to be captivated by a range that's as bold as it is brilliant. From the lightning-fast Ioniq 5 and Ioniq 6, charging from 10 to 80% in a mere 18 minutes, to the tech-packed cabins boasting highway driving assist and blind spot collision warning, Hyundai EVs are redefining the electric experience. And with America's best warranty, including a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited electric battery warranty, you'll drive with unmatched confidence. Hyundai's EVs aren't just the future. They're the now you've been waiting for. Learn more about Hyundai's EVs at HyundaiUSA.com. Call 562-314-4603 for complete details. America's best warranty claim based on total package of warranty programs. See dealer for limited warranty details. See your Hyundai dealer for further details and limitations.
Your weekly dose of romance and drama has arrived. Season 29 of The Bachelor is here, and Grant Ellis, certified hottie and former day trader, is trading his day job on Wall Street for a second chance at everlasting love. New episodes drop every Monday at 8/7 Central, bringing you fresh twists in Grant's journey to find his soulmate. This self-proclaimed mama's boy is all grown up and ready to invest his heart. Will his playful charm win over the house full of hopefuls, or will the competition prove too intense? From heartfelt moments to adrenaline-pumping dates, each week brings new surprises in the mansion. Will Grant find his perfect match or end up with a broken heart? Tune in every Monday at 8/7 Central on ABC and stream on Hulu for new episodes of The Bachelor.
Maybe something that they could do is incorporate different categories of cast members, like people who maybe have left politics, for example, because they understand chaos. They're already camera ready, so to speak. But the other people who participate in the show can't really categorize them right away. It makes it a little bit harder. Like if it's too many people from the same kinds of shows, they've kind of figured out the system.
Yeah, but I think that's also why you have a giant viewership of the shows, because you're bringing in fans from Bachelor, Housewives,
True,
Survivors, Big Brother. It's like, and I mean, I know how I feel when I'm watching the show. I'm rooting for the Bachelor players every fucking time, like hardcore. Yeah. It's literally like watching a football game to me, and I'm like, come on, my Bachelor players.
Oh my God. I was watching Chad watch an episode where he thought Gabby was going to go home, and he was like, I'm trying to manifest. I'm trying to make this happen. I'm going to come back to breakfast.
Yeah.
And it works.
Do you think it would be out of the realm of possibility that you see in the future one of the following? Someone who has been a host of a show, like a Chris Harrison sort of type, where they are a contestant, or maybe a movie star, like something unexpected. It's somebody who actually really loves the game and thinks, I don't want to be pigeonholed, and this is totally out of left field and might make for a fun opportunity.
100%. I think you saw it go in that direction with Nikki Bella. She's a giant superstar in pro wrestling. 10 million plus Instagram followers. She's the biggest celebrity they've had in the game so far. And I think that will continue. But I also agree with you. Like you do see They had last season the guy who was the Speaker of the British House of Parliament for 10 years.
I loved it.
This season, they've got a British royal in there who seems to not give a shit that he's even there, which is hilarious to me. But yeah, they take some swings on people who are not like, in quotes, reality TV stars, but everything's reality TV at this point.
Truly.
I mean, the first like UK seasons, the first ones where they have like half civilians, they kind of did that where they were like, oh, this person is a lawyer, this person studies criminals or whatever, but none of them popped like the reality TV stars do. I don't think it's a good idea to put civilians in unless they're charismatic. I was thinking last night, though, I would love to see like an all Housewives Traitors season, where it's like there's no differentiation between the groups so that it's just like, okay, well, who are the best Housewives players?
I mean, I absolutely would see that in the future. Why would they do that? That's like money, leaving money on the table. Absolutely.
I hope so.
So thus far, who is your money on? Who do you see as winning this whole thing?
Carolyn.
Yeah. Right?
I mean,
Carolyn seems to be doing the best with the Traitors.
Yeah. The Traitors, whatever, they're imploding. Who knows if any of them will survive like where we're at now. But mathematically speaking, this game is based on a game called Werewolf that was developed by a Russian mathematician. And it essentially was developed to prove that a small group of people with good information can completely manipulate a larger group of people with no or bad information. And there are like whole Reddit groups devoted to playing this game online and, breaking down the different strategies and whatever. Mathematically speaking, the Traitors win most of the time.
Sure.
And I think, we're in only season 3 of the US version of this. I think that will probably bear out to be true. So my money will always be on a Traitor to win. And of the 3 that we currently have, Carolyn seems like, I think Danielle is gone very quickly. Yeah. I think Rob has too much sus. Carolyn seems to be the only one that people are just like, I don't know what's going on here.
Danielle's strategy of coming for Rob by getting rid of Carolyn to have a partner to take out Rob, I was like, this is the most convoluted. Strategy.
Yeah.
And she's getting caught immediately. Like 10 different people tell Carolyn she's coming for you.
Yeah.
Unless she makes some grave mistake, the fact that they show in the after show that each person, when it's revealed who the traitors are completely shocked that Carolyn was even a traitor, I think says so much.
100% agree. She's got everyone fooled.
Yeah.
I just don't think anybody's ever going to like point at her because her just kind of baseline play style is so erratic.
Yes.
It's very hard to put a finger on like, is she acting? Is this real? Is this fake? Yeah. People are just kind of like, I think they get an initial impression of her that is complete confusion and they don't revisit it. Because in the game, you're looking for like any detail you can pick up that might like lean you in a direction of being like, oh, they could be a traitor. They're acting a little weird. She's acting completely weird all the fucking time.
All the time. Yeah.
There's no way to discern what is really going on there. So you look elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
If one of them went home, who do you think would be the best person for them to recruit as a traitor? Dylan?
Dylan Efron.
You talking about me?
Like that. What?
Gabby Wendy.
Gabby Wendy? You're just trying to get Gabby to win.
She would be great.
Have you ever chatted with her about reality TV?
No, we never have. We've never interviewed her.
Well, I feel like that needs to happen.
Yeah, we should reach out.
Yeah.
The restaurant for the Grove.
I save every audio of every TikTok that I ever see of her. They're just all so funny to me.
She is quite funny. But she's also like, she comes across as so nice that it could be unsuspecting that she would be, if she were to ever become a traitor, because she just seems so harmless,
Yeah.
Exactly. And I think that's how you make it like kind of to the end as a faithful. You have to convince the traitors that you don't think they're traitors. And I think she's done that.
Yeah, you're right. Yep.
It's like Dylan is a little bit he's a very Pilot Pete kind of player who's like seemingly out of his element. He's not really a reality TV guy. He was only in that one show that was like, I'm the brother of a famous person type
Correct.
show. And he seems like innocent and unsuspecting, but you can tell he's got that fire in him that's like, I got to get a traitor. And I think that's going to come out in a way that's going to make him like the leader of the faithfuls for a minute. And once you assume that role, the traitors kill you.
Yeah. Okay. This is the person that I feel like they need to consider for the next season. The guy from Jury Duty.
Oh, yeah. He'd be great.
He would be great. Who do you guys think would be great for next season?
Zendaya.
That would be good.
All three of the Challenger stars. And Dune, Chalamet. Get Chalamet in there.
Right. Chalamet would be great.
Yeah. I think you get somebody like a Gypsy Rose Blanchard, who has been convicted of a crime and done jail time. Yeah. That would be interesting. I could see Mike Tyson being interesting in this TV show.
Mm-hmm.
What about an all Dark Lord season? Jesse Palmer, Ryan Seacrest, Chris Harrison.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Throw in one of them. That would be great too.
I love that they have the painting of Andy Cohen in the house. I want them to do paintings like that of all of the Dark Lords.
The Dark Lords.
Yeah. Any host, really, I think would be very cool.
I think so too. It would be kind of fun to see a host as a player. Well, we could talk for days about this show, and I will be seeing you soon because I want to talk to you guys about The Bachelor on your show. Tell everybody where they can follow you guys, where they can listen to your show, etc.
Wherever you get your podcast, Game of Roses. We're at Game of Roses Pod on Instagram. I'm at Pace Case.
And YouTube. Anywhere you get your YouTube, Game of Roses.
And Chad's at Bachelor Clues.
Oh, yeah. I'm at Bachelor Clues. Sorry.
Well, thank you.
Thank you very much for having us.
The amazing Kate Casey.
I want to thank my great guests, Chad and Lizzy, and remind you to click subscribe, leave a 5-star review, join the Facebook group Reality Life with Kate Casey. You can get the What to Watch list at katecasey.substack.com. Bonus episodes are also available on Patreon and Apple Podcasts. And follow me on social media. I'm on Instagram at KatecaseyCA, TikTok, it's Kate Casey, and Twitter and Threads, and Blue Sky at Kate Casey. Check back tomorrow for a fantastic Saturday series episode.
Hey, true crime fans. Ever dreamt of solving cases and poring over evidence with top podcasters, criminal experts, and your fellow true crime enthusiasts? Join us for Wondery's Exhibit C inaugural True Crime Cruise aboard the luxurious cruise ship the Norwegian Joy for an unforgettable voyage from Miami to Nassau, Bahamas. Take to the high seas for this enthralling around-the-clock true crime experience. Immerse yourself with some of the best minds in criminal psychology and your favorite true crime podcast hosts and experts, all while enjoying top-tier amenities and breathtaking ocean views. The Exhibit C cruise is the ultimate true crime experience, where you and fellow enthusiasts can share theories and participate in activities like an immersive murder mystery, a Beat the Polygraph challenge, or self-defense classes that would deter any would-be criminal. Come for the intrigue. Stay for the sunshine. Go to exhibitccruise.com to learn more and sign up for the presale.